Greetings, demons, and welcome to episode 84 of Warhammer Weekly. And this time around, we have a really short week, but no pickups. Just gonna get straight into the topics and, discuss what little we do have.
Not the leader of a cult, RabbitWithAxe.
So, to start off, as we always do every single month, it is now November, and that means a new free monthly miniature, along with a new coin as well. And this time around, we actually have a Harlequin Jaeger? It's one of the Votan models, and I believe it's the one from the kill team, interestingly enough. I think it is a specific unit rather than being from the sprue, because that would be a little bit weird, I feel. But, yeah, if it is the exact one pictured, nice to get a halfkin with a shotgun. Pretty cool. I do generally like it. I don't actually know about that kit in general, so I don't know if there is a helmet option for those models, but, hopefully there is, in my opinion, because I do prefer the helmets to the helmetless. And, honestly, pretty cool. You get the trench coat, the little bit of armor showing, and the, shotgun, which is pretty cool on its own. But, that is the monthly model. And then when it comes to the coin, which, of course you can get that with purchase of over £60, I believe it is, still, from Warhammer stores. You get the Red Gobbo, which obviously works really well with the fact that the Red Gobbo and the Abominable Snowman is going to be available for pre-order. I think it's already available now, and I think by next weekend it should be available in general, which is very, very nice. But when it comes to the model, that will be available from, I think it's already available. Yeah, it's available from the 2nd. So from yesterday, it was made available. And then when it comes to the coin, I believe that was available from the very start of the month. Which, very, very cool there. Otherwise, nothing else to say, nothing special for this month. I'm sure December they usually bring in something else, whether that be an extra thing or whether that's just, a different promotion that's going on. But all the rest is the same as usual. But very nice to see some Votan representation from the monthly model. And honestly, best coin in a while. This Red Gobbo. It is very, very cool. But weirdly enough, that is the only Warhammer news we actually have this week, because everything else I'm going to talk about is for Middle-earth strategy battle game, which I've said many times before, I don't really know. So this is going to be fun for those that are fans of Middle-earth, because I'm going to butcher a lot of your information. But for new reveals, or proper new reveals, we have Lord Thorn of the Wold. And this is a new character, new named character for your strategy game. Don't know this character, as is pretty typical for me, but Rohan Hero Fortitude. I don't know what that really means, but that is what he is. And he looks pretty cool. I like his posing. Like, I've complained a little bit recently about some of the characters' posing and the fact that it's a little bit static. This guy, I like that, there's a bit of flow to his cape. He's actually pulling the cape up, which is kind of cool. The pose is, a bit like it's ready to fight, but it's not like actively in battle, which I kind of like. It's maybe a little bit different. The way he's holding the sword is pretty nice. Like, in general, very nice model. And, I'm sure people that know this character are going to be, very excited for this. And, people like me that don't know are still going to appreciate the model. And this is definitely the kind of thing that you might just end up picking up because you want, something different to paint. If you're someone who just paints Space Marines all the time, this might interest you, and you might want to, paint this. Or if you do one of the human factions in, AOS or something, this may fit as one of your lieutenant equivalents. I can't actually remember what they're called in AOS, unfortunately, but definitely a nice model, and good to see more characters as always, especially when they're a little bit less, well-known, because we've seen plenty of well-known characters over the last few years of Middle-earth strategy game, when they've been giving us crumbs, but it's nice to see some more good characters introduced. And that, of course, brings us to the new range update for Middle-earth strategy battle game, because we're getting the entire box starter set, the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim, Battle of Edoras, and this box looks to be insane. So I am just going to say, if you aren't interested in Middle-earth strategy game, you can just skip to the outro, or you can just finish the video. That's it. We don't have anything else of interest. And if you are a fan of Middle-earth strategy game, I'm about to read off a list of just names and get a lot of them wrong. So I'm really sorry, but this is the different models from the different factions. So we'll start off with the Fallen Realms, we're losing. So this is miniatures that are getting removed from sale and entering Legacy. Golthimble, Mahud King, Mahud Tribe Master, Mahud Warrior, Mahud Raider, Half Trolls, Haradrim King, Golden King, Abrakan Merchant Guard, Watchers of Karna, Corsair Reavers, Clandish King, Clandish Chieftain, Clandish Warrior, Candish... It's not Clandish, sorry, I've been pronouncing that wrong. Candish Horseman, and Candish Charioteer. So all of those are getting removed from the Fallen Realms. As for Mordor, these are the units being removed from sale and entering Legacy. The Ringwraiths of Angmar, the Ringwraiths of the Fallen Realms, the Ringwraiths of the Lost Kingdoms, Goroth, Zagdush, Blackguard of Barad-dûr, Morgul Stalkers, Kardush the Firecaller, Orc Tracker, Great Beast of Gorgoroth, Razgush Warleader of the North, and Musgur Orc Shaman. The miniatures that are getting renamed are Morgul Knights becoming Black Númenórean Knights. I hope I got that right. The Witch King of Angmar, which is now going to be an actual separate unit. So that one's actually being repackaged rather than being part of the set that it was originally part of. And the one miniature removed from the game for Mordor is I've completely lost it on the page. Shagrat Warleader. So that one's just no longer a thing anymore. Which I don't know these models, but I'm sure that's gonna be annoying for some people. But generally, it seems that a lot of the stuff that is leaving is going to be entering Legacy anyway. Moving on to Gundabad and Dol Guldur, miniatures removed from sale and entering Legacies. Castellans of Dol Guldur and the Spider Queen. That's it. Mirkwood, we have just the Thranduil on horse. It's been removed from the game completely, just no Legacy at all. For Isengard, we have being removed from sale and entering Legacy. Friden Wolfsbane, Frida Talspear, Gorulf Ironskin, Dunlending Chieftain, Dunlending Hulskars, Dunlending Warriors, Dunlending Horsemen, Mohur, Vraxgu, Feral Uruk-hai, and then for profiles being removed, we have Grima Wormtongue on horse, so you'll still be able to play that as the basic unit that it is, just not as the character. And miniatures renamed or repackaged, we have the Oathmaker is now available separately, only separately. So, repackaging for that one. For Gondor, we have... for Gondor. Sorry, that is such a stupid reference. For those that are being removed from sale and entering Legacy, we have the Knight of the White Tower, Anborn and Mablung, Syrian, Men-at-Arms of Dol Amorth, and then for renamed or repackaged, we have the Minas Tirith Commanders without the Knight of the White Tower. So that's the repackaging. They are the same, just without the Knight of the White Tower. And Baragong, which will be sold separately from its original packaging. And then we also have for Misty Mountains, those being removed and entering Legacy, is Groblog, Ashrak, Dweller in the Dark, which that's actually an interesting one. That's one that I actually am familiar with. Kind of interesting to be losing that one from the standard lineup. But Moria Black Shield Captain, Moria, I think it's Moria, right? Moria Black Shield Shaman, Moria Black Shield Drummers, Moria Black Shield Warrior, and the Warg Marauder. Those that are being renamed or repackaged is Durbers and Druzhag, and they are being actually paired up, so they're being put into a duo, like a package. And then for Elven Kingdoms, those being removed and entering Legacy is Elladan Unarmored, Elrohir Unarmored, Glorfindel Unarmored, Gildor Inglorian, Stormcaller, and Eristor. And those that are having their profile removed is Elrond Unarmored, so he's no longer going to be actually profiled as a character. We have for Rohan, we have those being removed, Grimbold and Helmingus Command, Eol the Young, Erkenbrand, Rohan Outriders, Son of Eol, and King's Huntsman. And those being renamed or repackaged is Rohan Commanders without the King's Huntsman. So that's a box that's just losing a model, just like we saw with the White Tower Knight. Dwarven Holds, we have being removed the Murrin and Dra, Balin the Dwarf King of Moria, Floy, Stonehand, King's Champion, and Shield Bearer. And those being repackaged is the Dwarven Commanders, which are going to lose their Shield Bearer. Kingdoms of Men being renamed and repackaged is just the Range of the North and the Dunedain, so I assume they're just both being repackaged. It doesn't specify what they're being renamed to if they are being renamed. And then, finally, the Free Peoples, those being removed, is the Bandobras Tuk. I don't know if that's a person or a group, but either way. And those being renamed and repackaged is Birch Seed, which Quick Beam has been reassigned as Birch Seed. So I think that's just a case of a different box is being renamed to be Birch Seed. I'm not completely sure on that, but essentially, if any of those models that I just named, and that was a lot of them, are at all interesting to you and you're wanting to, get them, you have to get them on, I think it does actually specify what it actually, they're on Last Chance to Buy now, and they have a chance, as always, to come back as limited runs, but don't count on that. If you are wanting any of these models I've just mentioned, which, some of these I do actually recognise, I know what the model looks like, and some of these are pretty cool. They're a bit old, all of these are pretty old models, at least from the ones that I know. But, some good models there. So if you are interested, at the very least, go check out what is actually on Last Chance, because, you might find something that you are interested in that you otherwise won't be able to get. But, there's a lot of stuff being removed from the game for the next edition. And, that is everything for Middle-earth. So as always, to wrap things up, we do have the Rumour Engine for the 29th of October 2024, and this time around it looks to be some sort of mine? That's what it looks like to me, at least. I'm not actually too sure. It's, it's round and has what looks like some sort of trigger mechanism, which is why I think it's a mine, but honestly, this could be any number of random gizmos or gadgets for any number of factions in any of the games. So honestly, I'm leaning towards this being maybe something for Militarum over in 40k. Otherwise, it could definitely be something for Chaos. Just kind of have that sort of vibe of Chaos tech. But I'm not really too sure. But in any case, that is all I can really say about it. So without further ado, that is going to be it for this episode. So I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to like it, subscribe if you're new to it, and ring that bell so you never miss uploads. Otherwise, comment below thoughts and feelings on, the little amount of stuff we've talked about. If you are a Middle-earth fan, and I'm sure most of you that have got this far are, what are your thoughts on all the removals? Because there is a lot. And, I've gone through this personally with, when 10th edition of 40k came out, they removed a ton of stuff, or legacied a lot of stuff, and it doesn't feel great when it's a unit that you like, when it's a model that you enjoy, that, might even be your favourite model. That did happen to me in some cases with some of the removals for 40k, so I can definitely imagine that, and, let me know your thoughts and feelings about that in the comments below, but otherwise, it's going to be from me, and I'll see you next time. Bye!
Look at the screen, you'll be fine. Culture's a disease, but we'll survive. I just wanna take